condors. So very, I guess traditionally you'd say with the 1-2-2, but it's been very effective, and I find it very easy to coach. So talking about the pros that it's widely used, it is easiest because we think that almost everybody who's probably come through the door at some point that we coach has done some form or matter of a 1-2-2 through minor hockey, etc. It is an aggressive red line approach, which is good because you're turning over pucks at the red as opposed to maybe the blue. And it's good for 5 players being kind of almost in the closest proximity of each other when you do turn over pucks. And it does conserve energy. It's not a relentless forecheck for sure. Cons, easiest to break. And we'll talk about that, some of the counters that we can do with that. And then sometimes for these breakouts, though, as opposed to the other looks that we've had, if you got 5 guys in the neutral zone, you don't have those other players or defensemen sitting way back like we saw with the 1-3-1. Okay, we're going to start with Bakersfield. So they're the dark blue with the big condor here in the middle. So, but one is getting himself up. You can see passive kind of split and push look, works himself back in. He's not committed, just holds that middle, trying to have a split and divide. And you can see from here, the second wave, these 2 players are holding that red line. Defensemen have backed off. You can see it's a good look. They're trying to make their plays through, but now the team is stopped and stalled and they don't have any speed here. So it's a good look what they want to accomplish. Okay, we're looking at the orange jersey here now. You can see one is going, just a soft push. And I just wanted to show you this. So now this is their weak side defenseman who's come off here and done a really good job. It's tough to see in this camera here, but there's their player who's pursuing through. They still have a wide lane player here. So this might be a pre-scout for them that if they're on top of the red line, their defenseman is going to pursue and stop this guy. If this guy was below the red line, then this player here, their F3, is going to get over on top of this player. I'll show you the vice versa of this in the next one. So it's up tight. You can see their 3 is in the middle here. And they're going side to side. And again, we're all working. We know what the other team is doing. You can see how patient this other team is here. Henderson with the puck. And now you can see the defenseman now is taking this wide lane and this, right here in the middle. There's the forward who's now stayed above their guy in the middle. And these are all different pre-scouts. They're different things that we can work, different things that you can coach. And like I said, with the 1-2-2, it might be the easiest thing because there's already a basis already of established of people knowing what it is. So, and a good look at this defenseman getting up on the wide lane. So you can see, even though they're getting control, it's not a control entry. And from there, you got to dump the puck in, and you can see already too, the 3 guys are back and starts off with good puck support for that opposition team. Moving to Edmonton. Okay, in the orange jerseys. So one's being a little bit aggressive. Really good look at here back. They've got 2 other players in between, but 4 of the Edmonton players in between. So now you get that good close puck support from there, transitioning going the other way. And you can even see the defenseman starting to jump as well. Okay, pursuit again. Orange jersey. One is going, splitting and pushing, and just being aggressive. Talked about this defenseman being right up here, being aggressive on this player on the wall. He knows that's being here. The other guy's already, his partner is going back, defenseman. You can see in this 2 and 3, they realize the puck has gone by them. They're turning for the breakouts here already. So good look and not allowing that controlled entry. And this is just one of the counter kind of looks as we start to look at Florida. They're in a bit of a change, but they're bringing, you can see 5 players coming off, right off, all the way low, coming back, trying to gain speed here, making their plays through, but a really good job by Edmonton. You can see, look at these 4 players moving and shifting together. Does a really good job as I back this up. You can see coming through, they're moving back with staying above the speed, and they're getting onto the pucks, transitioning from there. Now, something else different, talked about it before a little bit with the 1-1-3. If one is in, he's pursuing, splitting and pushing, puck goes back in. So now this can be certain teams we've been with before. You'll have this F2 will now engage and one will replace for him. Or if it's vice versa, the other side, the same thing happens. Just whatever it is you want to coach as opposed, or some teams have that F1 turnaround and he'll continue to pursue and just keep F2 and F3 holding that red line. So here, but he comes off in a change. And there you can see the exchange here. So one is going, continues above, and all of a sudden you see 2 has gone in. He's replacing back and turn for him. And again, these 2 guys are doing a great job of holding the line, turn the puck over, going the other way. Okay, like we talked about before, sorry, a little bit of a tough video, but you can see F3 getting over here when it goes from side, pass over to side, and they start to pursue. If they're looking up through the middle, their forward is getting right over on top of their F3. So this guy could be higher up, whatever they want to coach, as we talked before. But you can see now their defenseman, the weak side guy, is responsible for that wide lane. So his job here, F3, is to stay above, stay above. D is now standing up. D is now shifting and coming back. And you can see 2 and 1 original guys up the ice are now coming back onto the pucks for breakouts. Okay, so just versus kind of an older school, we talk about a D to D hinge play. Come out, come back. Edmonton's doing a good job on top, bringing players back. And now this is what you always said before. I say it always, but it's the 1-2-2 look. The fenceman's pursued up, D to D. Now he goes back to his partner. Now he looks to go to the weak side or try to find some speed through the middle to hit up through the middle. But again, pretty good look by Edmonton in the 1-2-2, staying on top of pucks. This is another counter that I like. Just first of all, there's quick ups. I guess quick ups for everything is always quick transition before teams can set up their neutral zone forecheck is sometimes a key. And then here, what I like, they try to make their quick up play. Doesn't work out. Edmonton's doing a good job. Now they get it. D to D, skate. And the one thing is tricky is that if a defenseman takes this puck all the way back, then makes your D to D play, you bring F1 all the way up the ice. So now you create this open seam here that allows you to make plays across the ice. So I think Winnipeg does a pretty good job of this. And then you have a controlled entry where they come in, even though Edmonton's coming back, now all of a sudden you've backed off their defense when you're coming in, you got some time and space into the O zone. Here's another better look at this, and I like this as well. You can see they're looking up the middle, not much is there. Takes it back, pretty controlled. So now you can see Edmonton is set up, the D to D play. Now they skate. So they brought this guy, this F1, all the way down the top of the circles. Now continuing up, opening up that lane. And this is what I find the best thing versus the 1-2-2 is just getting 3 above. So now you can see they make the seam play across. All of a sudden, this is the look you want to create where you're getting above their 3 players and trying to create a 3-on-2 going this way. You can see, and trying to attack now with speed. They get going. Controlled entry, creating an outnumbered situation already. Edmonton's still coming back with good numbers. So you can see they've got 5 guys back in the screen, but it's a good look for Winnipeg.